What comes to your mind when you think about yoga? Is it the is it that sound? Maybe. But yoga is more than just that. Yoga is a group of physical, spiritual, and mental practices that were developed or invented in ancient India. They are used to achieve harmony between the heart and the soul on the path of divine enlightenment, which is why I'm on to meeting a practitioner, Gloria Ndanu, to find out more.
Yoga entails a lot of meditation, a lot of body exercise that deals with mobility, also stamina, and also a bit of cardio involved, as well as a lot of breathing exercises. There are different forms of yoga. There's the type of yoga that deals with spinal exercises. There's a type of yoga that deals with weight loss. There's also yoga that deals with respiratory functions like asthma or lung problems and so on and so forth. There's yoga for just relaxation. There's different types of yogas. I started yoga because I'm also a dancer. And with the type of dance that I do, which is contemporary ballet, I needed my body to be very prepared, and also mentally. It's not easy, and so my friend suggested yoga instead of Pilates. And I liked that yoga emphasized not only on perfection, but also just discipline and patience and just listening to your body.
Research indicates that one of yoga's most powerful effects is to regulate effects of stress. It increases behaviors associated with well-being, such as a healthier eating habit, improved sleep behavior, and increases socialization. There is also evidence that it decreases behavior such as smoking or substance abuse. Additional benefits include increased flexibility and strength and enhanced awareness of the body and emotions.
With yoga, I've learned how to be patient. I've learned to also just take time and listen to how the body functions. And I feel like I know a lot more about my body now. And also, it's given me a sound mind. Yeah.
Laura Ekumbo's experience is different. She actually chanced on yoga. She is a freelancer writer who needed a distraction from her otherwise intense and most demanding work schedule.
I've known about it, I guess, all my life because I have friends who practice yoga as a lifestyle, and people who use yoga as a method of exercise. I've never really intentionally sought it out until this year in July, when I joined a friend of mine in a challenge, which is a 30 days of fitness challenge, where every day for 30 days we would work out. And the point was to develop a habit of working out. And so for all of July, I did a variety of exercises. So I spent time on YouTube looking stuff up, looking exercises up. And I came across this yoga teacher called Kat Methan, who is an amazing yoga teacher.
So, just sitting here, eyes closed, palms just resting gently in your lap, and begin just to breathe. And then we'll take the head over to the right side, and the right arm will come up and just rest gently on the top of the head. Just feeling that stretch all the way down through the line of the neck. Try not to slump in the body. Try to stay nice and long. Breathe here. And then release. And then let's go over to the left this time. The left hand comes up and we just gently again place the left hand on the top of the head, or on the side of the head actually I should say, and just add a little bit of gentle pressure to help that stretch work a little bit deeper. Again, just breathing softly here.
I did one of her videos and I enjoyed it so much. Most of the 30 days were yoga flows that I was using as a workout. So I sort of fell into it. I didn't seek it out, it just happened. And it's not something I'm invested in per se, because yoga is a lifestyle. Yoga is a spiritual and physical practice. I like the postures that it allows me to access. I like the way it challenges my body, which is why now I intentionally seek it out.
What does a day look like for you exercising?
I don't really have a daily practice. I like to feel out my body and know what it needs and then seek that out. So sometimes my back really hurts and I'll look up yoga for back pain, or I'll access flows that I've done before that helped me relieve that pain. Although since July, I have been challenging myself to reach certain postures. So the first challenge I had was to do a headstand, which I have now achieved. I'm very comfortable doing a headstand. I can get better at it. I'm still an amateur at doing a headstand, but that's something that I now have in my toolbox. The other thing that I've been working towards is now a handstand. So the daily thing I'll do is get into a handstand. That's one thing that I'll try to do every day, because the only way to get a handstand is to practice it every day. But because of my line of work, I don't find the type of time I'd like to find to get into a daily yoga practice, especially because I don't access yoga in its totality. It's just for the physical things that it gives me.
How have you benefited from yoga?
Superficially, my body can do more. I can do a headstand. I can physically feel my body evolving and being able to access more postures, being more flexible. Emotionally, it gives me pause in moments when I'm overwhelmed. I know that my body can do this thing to help me relieve all that pressure. One of the things that inversions really help with, inversions being your hips being above your head. So it doesn't have to be your legs are up in the air, but as long as your hips are above your head, there's blood rushing to your head. And that inversions help with digestion. They help with your mood. They make me feel better because it's a rush. And it gives me self-esteem to know that these are things I can do. And if I work towards something, I can achieve it. Because I used to look at stuff on Instagram and think, how is this girl doing that? And now I'm halfway to being able to do all those things that I didn't think I'd ever be able to access. So it's a good self-esteem booster.
Many believe that you have to be flexible to practice yoga, but this is not true. Yoga actually helps you become flexible. No matter what your skill level is, starting out, a consistent practice will help you improve not only your flexibility, but balance and strength as well.
I'm about to do a short routine anyone can do at home. It's called sun salutation. It's good for any beginner. And yeah, let's try it out. We'll start with prayer pose. Inhale, deep and slow, in through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 breaths. Then we'll inhale and go into half back bend. Remember to have your hips out and your chest engaged. And then we'll go down into forward fold. Your right leg at the back. Come up into your left lunge. Then we'll go down into a plank. From the plank, we'll go up into downward dog. From downward dog back into your plank. And then we'll chaturanga into cobra. From cobra, we'll go back into downward dog. Right leg in front. Come up into your right lunge. Come back down and go up into your forward fold. And slowly come up into a half back bend. Then finish with prayer pose. And there you go, you've just finished your first yoga routine. How was that?
As with any popular movement, there are plenty of stereotypes around what yoga means and generalizations about what yoga people are like.
Okay, some of the misconceptions I've heard is that it's only meant for the skinny people, it's for the rich or people who are bougie, and also, what else? You need money in order to do yoga, which is a lie.
I've heard that it might be Chinese or Asian, stuff like that. And okay, there was this documentary clip I watched on CNBC, I think, about African women taking like a yoga retreat to an island where they would like stretch out and have these yoga sessions over time. So yeah, I'm confused whether if it's African, Jamaican, because based on the documentary, most of the ladies there seemed to be like they were from Jamaica.
Despite these misconceptions, the truth is that the modern day yoga community is so huge and its practices, teachings and techniques are so diverse that it is actually difficult to define it anymore. It may, however, be easier to define what yoga is not. Yoga is not for people who are flexible only. Yoga is not for the rich. Yoga is not for women. And yoga is definitely not a religion. Today, thousands of Kenyans are beginning to adopt the yoga practice because of its health benefits.
Right now in Kenya, mental illness has started to be highlighted on, and I believe that with that being put out there, yoga has been looked at as one of the solutions to the problem when it comes to stress and depression and other problems.
Whether it is meant to help you keep fit, reduce your stress, or strengthen the mind, there is no doubt yoga is just but a way of life.